The fundamental fact is, Anand and Zach, the fundamental fact is that the woman voter is sold quite a lot on the freebies, and actually a large number of them are still very much in the AAP camp. So I really don't know till I don't get data, and it'll emerge in the next 1 hour, 15 minutes. You get to see the first leads coming through, and I want to see where they're coming from. If the BJP starts coursing ahead in the northeast, then this is a game on. Then anything can happen. All bets are on.
The one thing we've got to tell our viewers that at 8 a.m. if the numbers start ticking, then you've got to be a little careful of some of the other networks if they're trying to push the numbers, because at 8 a.m. only that the counting centers will open. Then the ballot boxes or the EVMs, that's the EVMs, will be starting, they'll start picking it. There will be the postal votes. So only by about 8:20, 8:25 will you have some steady numbers coming in. But before we get into the numbers and also some of the other, the biggest talking point is also the overall voter turnout. Now, it's seen an all-time low over the last decade and a half, if my memory serves me right. Zaka Jacob is here on the magic wall with us, like always. And let's try and understand the voter turnout. And where have been the clusters, if you can deep dive, where there has been a higher voter turnout that's actually pulled up the average, and others, pockets where the voter turnout has been below the overall average. And will that, have a bearing on which way the results swing?
So high voter turnout, as Rahul has been saying, in some of these constituencies in northeast Delhi. So constituencies like Seelampur, for example, which AAP has won the last 3 times. Babarpur, from where Gopal Rai is fighting. The neighbouring constituency of Rohtas Nagar. The BJP had won Rohtas Nagar last time around. You have constituencies like where the AAP MLA was dropped. This is Rajendra Pal Gautam's seat, Seema Puri, which is a reserve constituency, by the way. Shadra, which is again not. So these are all what they call the Gokulpur. These are all what they call the Jamuna Par constituencies, and this is where you've seen high voter turnout. This is where a large number of people have come out. Also some of the outer Delhi constituencies, so Narela, for example, which is the first constituency in Delhi, Badli, where again it's a big tight fight. You've got Ahir Deepak Chaudhary of the BJP. You've got Ajit Yadav, Devinder Yadav of the Congress is also putting up a tough fight here. So it's some of these East Delhi constituencies, some of the outer Delhi constituencies where you've had high voter turnout. And then if you look at the low voter turnout, and this is where, the BJP wanted the middle class that's upset with the Aam Aadmi Party to come out. So New Delhi constituency had one of the lowest voter turnouts in all of the Delhi constituencies. Kasturba Nagar, again, very low voter turnout there. Malviya Nagar, where Somnath Bharti is the sitting MLA, again very low voter turnout. RK Puram, South Delhi, the Prime Minister's last rally was in RK Puram, again low voter turnout. Greater Kailash, where Saurabh Bharadwaj is fighting from, low turnout. Kalkaji, where the Chief Minister is fighting from, low turnout. These are the constituencies where the BJP would have wanted higher voter turnout, because as the old adage goes, the higher the voter turnout, the more a reflection of anti-incumbency. But unfortunately, those are places where there's been low voter turnout. If you can go back to that stat of the voter turnout over the years, and I want all our experts here to weigh in on this. Basically, to my mind, what it shows is this is the lowest voter turnout since Aam Aadmi Party as a political party came up. There you go. So the last time you had under 60 or 60 or less than 60 was 2008. And in 2008, there was no Aam Aadmi Party. So that extra voter who has gotten added to the Delhi turnout from 2013 onwards has been because of the Aam Aadmi Party, or has been, an Aam Aadmi Party voter. So 65, 67, 62, and now it's come to 60. So essentially, I think this is where the exit pollsters are sort of betting their money on, is that AAP voter is not as enthused to turn out this time around. That's why you're seeing a substantially lower turnout.
But will he keep
away? In that case, does Delhi become the anathema?
But will he keep away or will he flip? That's the question, you see, because if you look at that number, 62.5, Anand and Zach, if you just look at that number, that's when also the AAP, I won't say lost many seats, but had a bit of a dip in its performance. The BJP sort of closed the voter average gap.
If you look at it, from 2015 to 2025, last 10 years, there is a 7% dip. And this 7% is core the AAP voter if you go by the 2008 number where there was no AAP.
Yes.
See, there is an 8%
And
jump
that
up
67%
between 2008.
came,
Yeah,
and that 67% came when the AAP began really its freebie game.
exactly. See, 2013, there is an 8% jump from
Yeah.
2008 onwards. So
Yeah.
that's the AAP voter and those who were part of the India Against Corruption in Delhi who came to vote. From 65, it's come down to 60. So from 2013 to 2025, the AAP supporter, there is a 5 to 6% drop. So is a higher voter turnout helping the AAP or is it helping the BJP? So is Delhi an anathema or in terms of an inverse as far as the case study is concerned? Because if you look at the BJP voter turnout, I think we've got the line graph of the overall BJP voters. Steadily, the BJP has only been increasing its voter base in Delhi. Even in 2020, the BJP overall, my memory serves me right, had a 2% jump up because in 2015 they had 36% voters. In 2020, they had 38% voters. So the BJP voter is only going up even in the local election and it's not slipping. Now, Aman Pallavi, Ravi Srivastavji, morning.
Morning. See, Anand, I think the BJP has been banking in a big way over the consolidation of the middle class voter in Delhi. So if you see, almost 40% of Delhi is middle class, and BJP sense this time that the middle class is the section which is really upset with the Aam Aadmi Party government. You know, poor infrastructure in the city, the poor state of air pollution, the sanitation issues, and last minute bonus which came in the budget, you know, this 12 lakh income tax rebate. BJP felt that this middle class is going to consolidate behind the party. But did the entire 40% middle class come out and vote? That is not sure. You know, did they entirely come out and vote in those large numbers?
So Aman, what is the BJP's explanation for why in those middle class pockets we have the lowest voter turnout? Why?
It seems like a urban apathy is, you know, there. We have seen it in Maharashtra also. Despite, you know, voter turnout going up in Mumbai seats, still it was, you know, below 60%. So urban apathy. EC tried it best. You know, kept a poll on a Wednesday, a working day.
But there is one thing that we must all not lose sight of. Yesterday evening, of course, all the data was put out, right, by the Election Commission. Now, some people said it was a bit late in the day, this, that, the other, whatever. It came out at around 8:30, 8:45 at night.
Yeah.
Now, this is the reason why I've been talking about the woman voter, because she outvoted the male in Delhi. So this time, for the first time, the woman voter has surpassed the male voter.
But they usually tend to. I mean, if you
This is
look
the
at
first
other
time.
state elections, also in Maharashtra and all, we did see
In
women
Delhi,
voters
I'm
come
saying.
out. Yeah, in Delhi. And you know, when I went to many of these areas, like I was going to New Delhi constituency on the day of the polling, Jangpura, I was really surprised that I did not find the booth workers of, say, the AAP very much around. Or Congress was there a little bit, not there. Even the BJP was more out. They were certainly very aggressive. And those figures we're talking about, you know, Selampur, the minority dominated areas. But not just in Delhi, but if you look at in other state elections, I have found, like in Bengal, again, my home state, substantial amount of minority voters who are actually going to be always play an important part in deciding their results. They always go out in very large
40
numbers.
seats had more women participation than men. And these seats are concentrated in South, Southeast, Central, Northwest and Southwest Delhi. So broad swath of the South, Central and Northwest, where overall voter turnout has been less.
Which is extraordinary in and of itself, because if you look at the number of electors, the number of voters, there were 81 lakh men and 72 lakh women. So which means if much more women have turned out than the actual number of electors, then I think that is a big thing. There's another 9 lakh.
Schemes also have been announced for women. So I
and
guess
guess
they have an
which-
incentive to go out and vote.
Which
possibly.
seat had like the most? It was Okhla, 5% more than men. And women electors in Badarpur, Tughlakabad, and we can plot that, Kalkaji and Sangam Vihar constituencies that were all held by the AAP, right, came out proportionately more than men, by at least 3 percentage points.
Yeah, the
so,
data.
So now, I mean, I don't know. And in Greater Kailash and Vishwasnagar, the turnout was the same.
Same. So in
As
this
per the-
case, let me ask you this. If the women voter has come out in more numbers than the male voters compared to 2015 and 2020, at a time when the voter turnout is actually 2% lesser than 2020 and 7% lesser than 2015. So then who is the male disgruntled
Well,
with?
as I told you,
Who is the male disgruntled with? So
It's more like the women are disgruntled with the men in the house, therefore they turned out to vote.
someone turned out to vote.
Remember Arvind Kejriwal's appeal during just before the polling? He said that if more women come out and vote, I will win. So it's very clear. The data I have, as Rahul is saying, 41 assembly seats in Delhi. Yeah. The woman turnout is more than the men voters. Overall voting percentage 60.54%. Women have voted at 60.92% and men at 60.21%. So I think Arvind Kejriwal is banking a lot, and as he was saying,
what was the number? What was the number that you
60
said?
points.
The 60.92% is the average turnout of women against men 60.21%.